It was just a few days ago that right here, Assemblyman Walczyk found out that he had been reelected to represent his district in New York State. Assemblyman Walczyk reflected on his past and what his plans are for the future.
Yeah, so I was always a behind-the-scenes guy. I worked for Senator Patty Ritchie and loved the behind-the-scenes work, but never really thought that I'm going to be the name on the ballot or the guy out front. But I landed here in Watertown and fell in love with this community and saw the opportunity to help out and to serve on Watertown City Council.
Now, as the Assemblyman, his focuses and drive has shifted and amplified.
I've had a message over the last 2 years that has kind of two sides to it. One is that I am an absolute rabid fighter. If somebody is feeling disservice from any state agency, I will literally find the agency head or the staff member's office that has to deal with this thing, the desk that it's on, and I'll find it in Albany. And it's a fun thing for me because Albany is so huge with government bureaucracy, but I like to find their desk and I'll literally sit on it. I'll go into their office and I'll say, so my staff's been calling you, and we really need to get this done for this constituent back home.
But coming home to the North Country, Assemblyman Walczyk commented on the time he has personally spent with community members at local diners, bonfires, or just on the streets of local towns.
That's where those discussions happen. You have that kind of discussion at the diner or around a campfire. And sometimes if you have a town hall event with a microphone where the politician sits up at the front table and, sir, yes, next at the microphone, I'll hear your issue. That's a pretty intimidating way to take your issue to your state assembly member. So I was like, why don't we just chill around a bonfire and listen to people and invite them to come out? And it was cool because people who normally wouldn't come out to events were showing up. So it was really neat. I think proactive listening is so important to do this job well.
Walczyk reflected on how when he first entered the political realm, he would never have pictured himself standing where he is today, as he now begins his second term as the Assemblyman for New York State's 117th District.
I love doing this job. I love representing Northern New York, and having a big win like we had on Tuesday just feels really good. Yeah, sure, it might be my name on the ballot, but there is an awesome team that really makes this thing go every day. So I have been so blessed to be surrounded by a great staff, an awesome and dedicated crew of volunteers, some serious benevolence out of the community. People really gave into this campaign this year and believed in me. So then to see all of that come together and translate to votes that sort of validate the job that you've done over the last 2 years, really cool thing. It's a pretty emotional thing. I see an opportunity, and whether you're serving because you got elected and your name's on a ballot, or you're a community member that just gets involved. I mean, there's an opportunity for everybody to do something bigger and better every single day. And one of the cool things about Watertown and a lot of the North Country is there's so many great community members that their name's not on a ballot, they're not running for re-election. Cool, they are so involved in making their community a better place to live. And so I'm just a cog in the wheel up here.
Assemblyman Walczyk is now back to work and planning for the future. For ABC 50 Now, I'm Isabella Colillo. Stay tuned next week as we hear Assemblyman Walczyk's story as how his campaign was altered in the COVID-19 pandemic.